Part of Bill King's daily routine at sea is to prepare a jar of wheat seed and water. The seed sprouts in about a week, giving him a regular supply of green food.
I've never been fitter in my life, never. Well, except when I was champion long-distance runner, and I was a boxer too. Don't argue with me.
Hey everybody, today is Sunday, December 4th, 2022 in sunny San Diego, California, and I'm Captain Perry here with you. If you're new to the channel, behind me here is a scow bow mini cruiser that I'm building. Basically, my mission here is to build a strong, trailerable, 14-foot sailboat that's watertight and custom built to cross oceans. Last week, I got started on these storage compartment panels. They sit inboard of the sides of the hull, about 1 foot, and will create a space to store gear. I was working on a rail on the top made of cedar, and I'm going to continue working on that and put an oil finish on it, and then fiberglass both sides of the foam and install the starboard compartment panel. If there's extra time, I'll work on installing the port chine. All right, let's get to work. All right, I've mixed up some cedar sawdust with a little bit of epoxy, and I'm going to fill these holes and knots that I've got.
I lived on raw food. What did I live on? Yes, almond paste. Almond paste stirred up with soaked dried fruit.
I like to plan ahead, and so recently I was thinking a lot about food for a long journey on a small boat. Having food with a long shelf life that's easy to prepare and doesn't take up much space or add much weight is ideal for a small boat journey. Commander Bill King, who participated in the 1968 Golden Globe race, lived on a diet of almond paste mixed with raisins and wheatgrass sprouts, eating the same thing every day. Sven Irvin also eats the same thing every day. It's his own custom mix of oat flakes, almond flour, milk powder, dry fruits, and nuts mixed with water. And then for variety, he has some canned sardines as well. I've always admired these simple approaches to nourishment at sea. My own plan is to fast until lunch and then have a healthy meal replacement shake. And then for dinner, some kind of simple hot meal for variety. And of course, I'll bring a variety of snacks as well. But if the conditions are rough, I'd like to have enough of this drinkable meal replacement shake that I could make it anytime. So recently I reached out to a company that makes an organic, healthy, drinkable meal. Now, I'm not sponsored by these guys. The company's called Bertrand, and they haven't given me any money for this, but they were kind enough to send me 4 pouches of these drinkable meals, and it comes with some flavor packs that you can mix in and a shaking bottle all the way from Germany for free. The powder inside contains oats, milk powder, ground almonds, agave powder, flaxseed flour, ground sunflower seeds, coconut flour, and so on and so on. I had it for lunch for 5 days and found it to be quite good, and it does make you full. Sometimes I mixed in some honey to make it a bit sweeter. You know how we Americans like to sweeten up things. Anyway, I felt it would be no problem for me to have this every day to replace a meal while on a long ocean passage. Okay, so for staying in shape, I kept things simple this year by just setting a goal back at New Year's of running 8 miles a week to stay in shape. That works out to 416 miles a year. We're on week 49 of the year, and I've run 397 miles, so I'm ahead of schedule to meet this goal. The other goal I set was to fast from 7 p.m. until noon the next day, 6 days a week, and that's it. I don't eat super clean. I still eat the same kind of junk and alcohol, but just fasting from dinner until lunch the next day. The fasting in combination with the running has worked quite well for me, and I plan to keep that up. I'm closing in on my 40th birthday next month, and I want to make sure I stay in good health, as I'm sure it will benefit me during the long ocean passages, which is what I'm preparing for with all this. Well, I couldn't help myself. I had so much fun working with the cedar that I made myself this chunky handhold. It'll go right here on the main bulkhead, and it's 2 pieces thick, so I just gotta glue it together now. The storage compartment's cedar rails and the grab bar now have 3 coatings of tung oil on it, which is what the can recommended for a good finish. Now I'm all set up to epoxy on this strip of 1708 here on frame C5, just down the center. That'll give more support to this grab bar. And then at the same time, I'm going to put on fiberglass on the outboard sides of the storage compartment panel. Now the storage compartment panels are fiberglassed front and back, and I'm just going to leave them curing for an extra day or two since it's a little chilly in the garage. It's 68 degrees.
Sailboat.
Well, I know in the introduction to this episode I said I'd get that storage compartment panel all installed, but I got a little distracted admittedly by the cedar grab bar. But drop me a comment, let me know what you think about it. I think it's going to be a beautiful centerpiece to that main bulkhead. The bulkhead will be like an off-white color, and then it'll have that grab bar right in the middle. And then of course it's very functional as a grab bar, and it's meant also to be a little step for helping to get out of the main hatch. I want to give a big thank you to a couple people who sent some cool items off of the Amazon wish list. Thomas sent me this cooking pot, and he also sent this pour-over set. That'll be great for making coffee on the boat. And a big thank you to Jim Lachlan, who sent over this compass that I really wanted. He's from Burton-on-Trent in Staffordshire, England. And this is really cool because it can be mounted vertically on a bulkhead, and you take it out. You can do hand bearings, or it could be mounted on the overhead. I really like these. I've seen them on some other small sailing boats. So now I have a main compass that's bulkhead mounted, and then this hand bearing compass as a backup. It's good to have two. And of course, another big thank you to my patrons. Patreon members get access to videos a full day in advance, as well as some other perks. My patrons right now are Anthony, Daniel, Douglas, Hink, Inga, Jay, James, Jason, Jeremy, Kurt, Lewis, Matt, Mike, Richard, Russ, Ryan, Scott, and Trevor. Really appreciate it. If you'd like to become a Patreon member or send something through the Amazon wish list or through PayPal, just check for those links in the description. All right, guys, I will finish up the install of that storage compartment panel in the next episode. See you next time.
$4 make all preparations for getting on the way.
Hey, what's your name, buddy?
Home.
Get back to your station, or I'll have you shot from your ear!
Well, shoot something!